hometown favorites.
Last but not least, the Van Driels, the hometown favourites. A proud evening for them. The Dutch have had a great time out here, haven't they? Playing in front of their home fans in a competition that's really giving them something to train for over the past couple of weeks. And we're talking to the manager of this event, Wilco, and he was saying that they've been messaging him, asking him the rules and being really in-depth. We go to the draw.
Did the Van Driel sisters just pull the queen card right off the top? I think they did.
Looks like Lara Ludwig knew she wasn't going to be the queen for the time being, but she has been one of the queens of beach volleyball. A successful career for Ludwig with Kira Volkenhorst, being a European champion, world champion, and Olympic champion at the same time is pretty impressive. There's another confirmation of our Group C women. Ludwig Kojuk, Agatha Duda. We have seen these two teams go against each other a few times on the World Tour, but there's another 4 teams out there and they are all going to give it 110% here. Maggie Kojuk. The atmosphere is incredible. Serving has certainly been a key performance indicator. They're going to have to go for their serves, and in the men in the previous round, they were also so strong from that baseline.
Well, we know that it's critical that you get over to that queen side because that's the only place where you can score, right? And so that service pressure becomes paramount. And we've seen, as you mentioned, the McNamara twins in particular serve incredibly tough.
We saw Madeline Meppelink earlier take the game into her own hands from the baseline, and that was really well rewarded due to the fact that she started out so well. One of the MVPs of the day, Madeline Meppelink, we've talked about that before. Breaking the block, the Van Driels are getting down to business, padding line, and the Dutch fans are starting to make a little bit of noise, Richie. That's what they came to see.
Yeah, we like to see those quick starts.
It's a very quick start, and they're coming out here with absolutely nothing to lose. Snapback angle was a good one from Amy Van Driel. This time the back set, moving the Brazilians around, and they're going up against one of the best teams in the world, or 2 of the best teams in the world, with absolutely zero fear. That's a wonderful thing to see.
Yeah, nice to have your sister alongside you. You know, you've known her your whole life, so maybe that adds to the comfort level, even against some of the best in the world.
Agatha Duda are on the scoreboard. The Van Driel sisters as well. Agatha from that left side who mixes up those approach lines. Is a good look at the court.
Certainly, Agatha Duda fear no women on the other side of a net.
Duda finds the middle. The McNamara's playing double defense. We're going to see that a lot. And that's very much their game. Try and knock the team out of the system. Get off from there, play a bit of double defense and see what they can scurry up.
Yeah, they're not going to win with their physicality. They're going to win with their ball control and kind of their prowess on defense. Great play there from Van Driels again.
Hammer after hammer after hammer here, Rich, early on in this first 15-minute games.
That left arm is potent, isn't it?
It absolutely is potent. You're completely right. Very good kick, but just got a bit past Ludwig, who I think in the women's and the men's game, she's someone who reads the game back there better or as well as anyone in the world.
Absolutely. Nice block there from Bellin.
Talking previously about Sorum, how he always adjusts and stays stable. Ludwig does exactly the same back there. Watches the approach line of the spiker and always moving around, but staying really stable in what she does.
Yeah. And as we talk about the McNamara's not blocking much, Megan gets a block.
Good decision to stay up there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Duda. She gets a little bit carried away with that one and tries to get after it. She's got a second chance.
Oh, how about
No.
that dig?
That's up there with one of the digs of the day.
That play from Megan and Nicole. Good criminy.
Stays calm on the ball with both touches.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, Duda could not put any more behind that. And they just scooped it and said, what else? That's got to be a confidence booster early in this round. I'm not going to see anything harder coming at me.
Yeah, if there's anything that's going to give you confidence, it's picking up one of those from Duda and giving it back. Oh, more.
There's another one.
McNamara's are putting everything into this. No.
And it's in there. I mean, what are we seeing from the McNamaras?
Speechless over here at the moment. 3 or 4 defense plays in a row of the highest caliber, and then they have another chance to side out. They run the blocker wide, and they just chip off the hands, make the blocker drift, take full advantage of it.
It's already hard enough to chase an offensive player if you're a blocker, and then when you got to chase a lefty, throws just enough of an extra wrinkle in there to make it ever so difficult. Nice shot up the middle there. Agatha, great set from Duda.
Yeah, Duda at full stretch there. It's to get the ball up with enough height and to make it sit there for Agatha to get after it.
Trickle ace there for the Van Driels.
We haven't had so much trickeration today.
Not a lot of trickeration, but some unbelievable defense.
It's been a day for the defenders, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw a lot of blocking, particularly on the men's side, kind of day one, and then now we're seeing all kinds of defense in the back court. All these ladies.
Well, it's about time someone got the ball past McNamara's, and it's Bellin that does it. They're here with Fran Marco, who's also the head coach of her Endeavour. We hear this so often from the players. It's difficult to get down there and find your confidence and find your rhythm. Henrik Mol was really honest, as Henrik Mol has been the whole way through this competition, about how difficult it is to find the rhythm and the heart rate being high. And that's why it's such a fascinating game. You don't get 7 seconds between points to reassure yourself and set yourself up and go through your routine.
Right.
You are getting pushed all the time.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of people think the FIVB pace and tempo is a little bit quick.
Come here.
This is next level.
Duda that lets that one drift past. 9-10 on the clock. Remember, you do not want to come 5th in this pool because you will be out of the competition. And in 9 minutes' time, we will know who comes 5th, and then we'll be playing again to see who comes 4th. They will go to the playoff tomorrow morning. Maggie Kozic has...
How about this right away? Golden ball usage.
Very good usage because of the golden ball. They won their pool on the opening day. Ludwig Kozic said we need to play that game or play that point again. The scoreboard just needs to catch up very quickly, but it's almost the same. Short on Kozic, bump, but Kozic goes almost into the net. But in transition, it's a free ball, and they are knocked out. So the golden ball doesn't work for the Germans, but you can see why they had to take it, because with 8:30 left on the clock, they are still scoreless. The only team who haven't scored at the moment, Kozic and Lara Ludwig. Oh, that's ridiculous. Reverse set, bang, back angle. You enjoyed that one. You're smiling, Rich.
That arm swing is fantastic. And just, we say somebody hits a heavy ball, and she certainly hits a heavy ball. It's just got a little extra oomph behind it.
Yeah. This time paces are off the ball. It's really good from Spain, how they managed to keep that alive.
And a great one-arm stab there from Van Driels.
This is great to watch, Rich. They're moving the ball through zones. They're playing super quick. They're trying to catch the block defense off guard. And Spain, they're playing 110% just to keep up. Van Driels are out. Lara Ludwig has one of the most potent serves in world volleyball as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, with Jürgen Wagner have kind of perfected that jump float serve.
Same as Julius Brink's sort of style back in 2012, getting right out the sand through the glutes and the heels, and then
just really striking that ball, letting it, causing it to dance, I guess.
Still, this is not the start that Ludwig and Kojic would have wanted after winning their pool. We saw it earlier on with Lily and Elsa that they went out.
Yeah, that was certainly a surprise.
I was about to say, Lightning might be striking twice throughout this second phase. Oh, late blocking. Is there anything at the moment that these two sisters can't do?
They certainly are having the bounces go their way, but they're causing those bounces to go their way as well with some great play. I mean, that left arm, that's like a young cobra. You want to stay away from that thing.
Heads. Smooth, she opens up nicely, she hits good angles, and they play. I mean, the other teams won't know much about the Van Drills here, so they won't know the way they really play. They would have played against them as the likes of Agatha Duda. Could even be a bit of an easier matchup for Kojic and Ludwig and vice versa, because they play each other all the time.
Right. Laura and Maggie on the board now, level with Spain. So one hurdle leapt.
Celebrations for Ludwig because there's only 5:30 left. Fifth place team will be going out of the competition. The Canadians, McNamara's to the line. Again, breaking is Maggie Kojic. Gets a pat on the back though from Ludwig.
No surprise there, the McNamara's digging that in retreat. Not want to stay on the net very much.
Yeah, trying to keep Kojic backpedaling and breaking in those scenarios. It's been, well, it wasn't an easy ride last year for Ludwig and Kojic, but it did come good at the end with that win in the World Tour Finals in Rome. But their journey to that victory was a few 25ths and 17ths, and they had to do the hard work to make it gel for that big moment in Rome. And having spoken to both of them, it wasn't easy, but that made that moment even sweeter for them.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of choppy waters along the way to that big win. And it's difficult, you know, if you're somebody like Maggie, I think, who's a very accomplished player in her own right, but when you're playing with maybe the star of the game, all the spotlight's kind of on you, especially if things don't go right. You know, it's one of those, if we win, it's all because of Laura, and if we lose, it's all because of me type of situations, at least in the perception of the fans, you know?
Absolutely, and you think she only went to Timmendorf Strand to watch the national finals a few years ago as an indoor player looking for a contract as Ludwig gets beaten. And she ended up getting drafted in to play with Carla Borger, and then obviously there was a big mix-up last year when Ludwig came calling, and you just don't say no to Lara Ludwig if you're playing beach volleyball. There's a few players in the world that you can't say no to, and she's one of them.
Yeah, not if you want to have any kind of success or if you have any kind of brains in your head.
And Maggie Kojic definitely does have a lot of brains, character of the game as well, as is Lara Ludwig. Very happy beach volleyball team. White plays. Agatha has just been beaten, and this expressive way of playing the game from these Dutch sisters really paying dividends here.
Yeah, they just seem like they have so much fun out there together, right? Even when things don't go their way, like on this play, for example, they're just ready to grind, ready to battle together.
No smiles, just a quick look at each other.
Knowing glances.
Soria and Belen can't get down to the end. Soria, well, had a 9th place in Chetumal, which was almost a year ago now in Mexico. So there's some pedigree. They came through Paul with Belen and Soria obviously here. Kaiser Mepelenko are already through to the semis. The Czech team of Papalova, Kubakova, and the Van Drills. So second time that the Van Drills have met up with Spanish. Van Drills are back in now, Rich. Kozak has been stopped. You have to get some height to get on Kozak. I mean,
and she's tall and long. They're in kind of comfortable position, starting to get pretty critical here for the Spanish. Now, as Maggie puts that one away on 2.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Germans have found form as starts to get louder in here for the last 2 minutes of the round. Ludwig with a bit of a rash one, but it doesn't matter. They've done the hard work and they'll be happy to be going through. As you said, it's all on the Spanish now.
Yeah.
They can catch up with the Canadians, but that's a great side out for the Canadians, and that probably is enough to see them through. And for Spain, well, it could be elimination time from this queen of the court.
Certainly that'll do it. Those insurance points, huge for Megan and Nicole. Well-timed.
They played really well out here.
They really have, yeah. It's really fun to watch because it's such a different style than we're accustomed to seeing, right? Again, just like the Vandriels, they have so much fun playing with one another. And, of course, they play a great brand of volleyball, which includes digging Duda's best heat.
And 2 balls.
Yeah.
Against Ludwig and Kozak. Certainly don't look like this is anything more than comfortable for the McNamaras. And their service pressure gets them down there and they hustle to score.
Absolutely.
Duda just takes something like 25 looks at the court on the way in. 30.
And then just unloads.
How many looks can one person have at the court before putting the ball away? Agatha, wow, rarely see Agatha put the ball in the net.
Chance for Spain, yeah.
Too little.
They're not going to have a chance for 4 swings in 6 seconds, unfortunately.
Good watch from Maggie Kozak. That ball drops inside. She jumps into the angle because she sees that. And that is the end of round 1. It's disappointing for Belen and Soria. They will be leaving the competition in 5th place in this Pool C of the group stages. It was a little bit scary for Kozak and Ludwig for a while, although I'm sure they had it under control.
Yeah, I mean, it's, 15 minutes seems short and long all at the same time, depending on kind of where you are on the table. But we saw the Spanish team didn't have too many opportunities on the queen side, never really found their rhythm, did they? And we've kind of seen that throughout the day with the teams that end up at the bottom. It's just a matter of kind of finding that groove. For example, the Vandriels were able to do that right out of the gate. They started on the queen side, got 3 or 4, just felt comfortable right out of the starting blocks there, and unfortunately Soria Belen not able to do that.
Interesting you say that about Soria and Belen, because Samoilovs and Schmedens had exactly the same luck of the draw earlier. They just could not get down the king's end, and when they did, they got beaten by a belter of a serve or something like that. And that's the beauty of this concept. It's some of it's down to luck and how it falls on the night.
Yeah, that's kind of the perfect mirror image is Alex and Giannis and Belen Soria's games, right? Their first rounds anyways. Very few opportunities and unable to capitalize on the very few opportunities that they did have. And that equals, unfortunately, elimination in this format.
We're going to head down court side to Marlies Vesselinko with the Spanish girls.
Girls, unfortunately, King of the Court adventure ends here for you. It seemed difficult to get a grip on the game in this round, right?
Yeah, we were really happy to be here, but in this session we couldn't really do our game, so that's it for us.
So how do you try? How do you try to communicate or manage to get back in the game?
Well, I think the key was in my reception, because I had 2 opportunities there and I couldn't do the side out. But to communicate, I don't know, because we have to shout out there. So I don't know.
Yeah, because there's a lot of noise, there's music, there's lights. How different is it to play in a stadium like this?
It's exciting. It's like really, really I don't know how to say it, but it's different. So for us, it's really good because we didn't have a play since November from last year. So it was our first tournament here. So we are happy about it.
All right, thank you for performing and good luck in the future.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Spain have lost 2 teams today at the King of the Court. Lily and Elsa went in the earlier round, and now Belen and Soria join them with the big cross by their name. Duda and Agatha taking some time to rest up as Starry is back in the DJ booth in his happy place.
Yeah, let me just take a second to express how impressed I am with all our athletes and their proficiency at English. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do, conduct an interview in not your native tongue. And they do such a good job and are so gracious, even, you know, at times if they're struggling for words and so forth. I mean, it's tough to express ourselves as we know in our own native tongue. And so to do that and do it so graciously is very impressive from all our athletes here.
I agree, and also I think we touched on it in a meeting earlier on in the week that it's interesting to hear from the athletes who have lost, because we very rarely do that in beach volleyball. We hear from the athletes that have won, learning so much about the emotion of the game and how much it means to them and the perspective and the mentality behind them as well.
Right.
Right, we're underway, Rich Lambourne.
It's a family affair out there. Sisters versus sisters, and again, the Van Drills starting off with points on the board.
How good are they? They just don't look in any way, shape or form. They don't look nervous, under pressure, the touch is good, the pass is great.
Right.
We haven't seen that from every team here. The passing down at the King's End or the Queen's End has been the first thing that's gone, but yeah, there you go.
That's why she has the patent on that move, and it's named after her right there, the Laura Ludwig on 1.
The Ludwig. That was outrageous.
That was outrageous. And a great set from Maggie Kozuk as well. I mean, just an unbelievable layout pass from Laura Ludwig.
When Laura Ludwig's smiling about something going well, you know it's good.
Yeah. Well, she again, I mean, much like Marco Kratinger and Christian Sorm, you never ever see her without a smile on her face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why she's beloved the world over.
Yeah, and also Maggie's not too dissimilar. Passing again. She likes coming in straight, Ludwig, and she's a little bit more on an angle this time and turns the ball back, but she's got that one away from the body so good that she can come in a little bit straighter.
Yeah, she can kind of almost turn mid-air, right? So she can attack you straight, hit all those line shots, and then kind of contort mid-air if she sees that wrist away open.
That makes her quite a rare breed, really, to play left side with that straight approach, because she can do that. Not many players have that. They have to kick out a little bit, come in a bit more on a diagonal to open up the court more for them. But Ludwig is one of those that, obviously, as you said, can turn it, can turn her shoulders. And
yeah, she almost does it kind of backwards of what you teach. You teach that angular approach so that you can swing line across your body. She goes straight in and kind of...
It's firing up again as the Van Drills. Oh, that was pretty tasty from Brazil as well, but Brazil need to score. Ludwig Kozuk off to a great start, but so are the Van Drills. Attitude to go at Agatha and Duda like that. We said they're not showing any fear, but there you go, there's more proof.
Yeah, just unbelievable. I mean, that left arm is amazing.
The new MVP of the day.
Yeah.
Van Ursel on day 1.
Certainly my favorite player in this round thus far. Little soft shot over the top just to keep everyone honest.
Amy Van Driel, the left-hander. Maxime, the right-hander, goes back to the lefty. Van Driel, this one's tight. So Ludwig looks for the hands, and that's a smart swing in that situation.
Great swing, yeah. Interesting. That's an interesting tactic. When Amy's having so much success on that right side to run around back, I'm not sure I love that. But I mean, you know, I like the notion of them mixing things up just so that the defense can't get a beat on you. But I do think you have to stick with what's working for you until it stops working for you.
Do you think they've sort of come out here with we say about game plans, but a different game plan against Maggie Koziuk to maybe run her around a bit more and go off her, as opposed against the Brazilians and the Canadians to be a bit more standardized and play a bit more in front?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible, you know, and if that's just a major part of their normal offensive setup, then they're just sticking with it, and kudos to them for doing it that way.
Koziuk looks line, brushes back, cross. Trying to move late into the line there.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they've got a solid 6 points on the boards, make it 7.
They had to use that golden ball privilege of the wash in the first round, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. It's actually probably the right time to call it, because at that time they must have been wondering if they were going to be in the basement at the end of the 15 minutes, but they've just got better and better, just like the Vikings, starting slowly, but finding their confidence in their rhythm.
Yeah, I like their choice of when they use that in the first round, because they hadn't been to the Queen's side at all, maybe. Certainly a very few number of times, and so they wanted to give themselves a chance to find a little bit of rhythm, and as that round wore on, they certainly did.
Well, the news of this round is where Ludwig and Koziuk were struggling to get off 0 in the first. It's Agatha and Duda that haven't scored, and the McNamaras, so we're looking for this playoff team. The top 3 teams go through to the semis. That's job done, and it looks as if all this preparation from the Van Driels is paying off. We mentioned earlier that they've been doing their homework. They've been training this system for a couple of weeks because they're aware that there's not so many events in the calendar, and this is a big one for them to come out and prove themselves against international opposition. Preparation pays off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ludwig.
Failing to prepare, Louis, is preparing to fail.
Rich Lambourne, life advice. Another evening, more life lessons from the Olympic gold medalist.
The more glibly you could say that, the better, I think.
Just hitting through the body line, moving in the defensive shape a little bit. And a bit of Rod Stewart for Maggie. Why not? And Starry's done this before.
Yes. If you've got a name that appears in a song anywhere, DJ Starry will find it and will play it if you kill a ball on the sand. I'm waiting for there to be a Rosanna on the World Tour.
Rosanna?
Yeah.
I was trying to find a song that was either Rich or Lambourne in it. I'm struggling off the top of my head. Please write in if you know a song with the name Richard in it.
Yeah, I don't know that the name Richard would be in too many songs, but we could find plenty of rap song that refers to how rich the singers are.
Very, very true. That would work. Oh, there we go. Starry does it again. We are family, but
Megan trying the on-1 on the short serve there. That was an interesting attempt. Yeah. Again, hard to put those down against Laura Ludwig.
So if there's somebody watching through the net the whole time, we talk about like players watching the ball and getting caught watching the ball. That's not what they're doing. They're watching through the net, probably aware of where the ball is. But
right.
That's why she reads the game so well. So you can't really catch her out too much. That's a rip.
That is a rip.
Duda's definitely got a song that's got her name in it. That's played all over the world when she plays volleyball. It's been played here tonight.
They get on the board and they're going to need a few. Level with Canada at 1, and that was in. And who else but the juggernauts that are the Van Driels?
It's a great serve. Good angle and a real good line. cover, running it. It's definitely against Maggie Kozik that they're looking to run that ball. You've just been stung. There it is. Don't worry, girls, you're not the first. And you definitely won't be the last.
It's so heartbreaking too, because I mean, it's bad enough if you hit a shot and the defender's already standing there. Oh my goodness.
We talk about Lara Ludwig, but that was just like some underhanded defensive prowl from Canada as well.
Yeah, and we see that quite frequently from the McNamara's, though, the one-arm spear.
This time they're running Agatha around and just choosing to go off the top of the hands and see you later.
Nice shot there.
Six minutes left, or just over. The drills. Okay, keep watching because Agatha Duda is still in trouble here at 5:57 left. They're one behind the McNamaras. Van Drills are two in front of the Brazilians, and this is all about Ludwig Kozik, who have absolutely run this show.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Like we mentioned, they were slow to find their form in round one, but they've certainly found it here and continue to do so.
It's no surprise Kozik's trying to go over the top of Agatha. She has the height advantage. It's almost, I wouldn't say an easy point, she has to keep her height in the air as well, but it's certainly going to work for Kozik. That then she goes and hits that cannon. Imagine that ex-German right-sider just, well now beach German right-sider. Off the net. Tries to tweak it once more.
Yeah, that was an ambitious shot there. The falling away cut shot is very tough to execute.
Andrea's looking to stay in the top three, and they completely deserve it with the way that they've played. Agatha Duda, they need to score, well, they don't need to score, they need to get to the Queen's End, and they do. That was big for them. It's starting to become more apparent that one of the best teams in the world could be going to the playoffs tomorrow, Rich.
Yeah, watch them make a run here, though.
They're going to get clutch at the end?
I think so. I think their backs are against the wall a little bit, and they're not afraid of a little pressure.
Lara Ludwig would love to knock them out here, though. Not this time. That's maybe a little bit of a respite for Brazil.
Yeah, and you're still outside that window where, you know, there's no penalty for missing your serve, so you can go after it from the end line. And against this team, you really need to.
And the likes of Ludwig and Kozik are so competitive that they will be trying to knock Brazil out as well as get through themselves. Now they're through. Might be about for them knocking Brazil out and making the draw a bit better moving forward.
Yeah, well, nobody's going home from this round, but certainly you want to avoid the playoff if you can, because that gauntlet is anybody's guess.
They have played so well, the Van Drills. They're hustling.
Only one clear of the McNamara sisters, though. They would love to get some insurance points here.
They absolutely would. McNamara's have been brilliant as well. They're really trying to go for this, so that's why they missed. Free net, they go Kozik deep, and ridiculous again for Ludwig. She reads it so early, and then she gets after it.
How about
She
that?
almost knows that they're going after Maggie, but then second time, you give a free ball to Van Drills. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Lara.
Into your living room. Point for the Van Drills. Excellent stuff here from
All day.
youngsters from Holland. Yeah,
Nothing has phased them, has it?
doesn't appear that way.
McNamara's, this is desperate for them now because Agatha Duda are on 3, the McNamara's on 2. We have 240. Imagine 3 or 4 side outs now, and the McNamara's might just nudge Agatha Duda out. Miss serves. Don't mean much at this moment unless there's 3 whilst the McNamara's are down there. That will count as a point. Agatha Duda. Good timing.
Good timing.
It's never been my strong point.
Wow. And who other than the Van Drills? And pull the string on it.
It's that left arm again from the baseline instead of at the net, but McNamara's a good pass.
Great pass, yeah. Really nice serve, yeah. She's really showing, I mean, she's got the cannon, she's got the hammer that I've been raving about, but she's got the little knuckle poke.
Have you raved about it? I wouldn't know. She's been impressive. They both have been impressive. They change it up and like showing a lot of angle on that high line. Back set this time against the Germans. This time it's Ludwig that's been beaten, and the Vandrills, well, 5 behind Ludwig and Koja, but so many positives from this performance. Net touch. McNamara's are looking for a net touch there, Rich? Or
no,
what?
they were looking for a chowder call.
For a chowder call. Okay. It's almost the finale. Social distance. Boxes, fans drinking beers at sporting events.
Any point for Agatha Duda is bad news for the McNamara twins at this juncture here, under a minute. Kind of in charge of their own destiny right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Go get it, girls. What a fantastic play from Megan and Nicole.
I mean, more time to...
That's like circus level contortionism.
I've never heard that put in the same sentence, thanks. 30 seconds, big times. No, not this time. The Vandrills, more knockouts than Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, it's Nicole and Megan have had their chances over on that queen side, but just haven't been able to find that side out rhythm that we saw from them yesterday. And it's probably going to do that for them. I don't know that they're going to get another shot over there. So we'll end up seeing them in our playoff tomorrow.
Agatha Duda is still alive. Oh, Ludwig! Do not play short free balls on Lara Ludwig. That's what happens to you. Great round that, Rich. Entertaining. Agatha Duda didn't have it all their own way. The two sets of sisters, Canadian and Netherlands, played really well. The McNamaras, though, who unfortunately leave this round, but we'll see them again tomorrow in the playoffs. But only positive things to say about them.
Oh, I mean, they played some of the best defense we've seen out of anybody, men's or women's side, in the whole tournament. I mean, they're really exciting to watch. It's just, they just couldn't quite get into that side-out groove that we're accustomed to seeing from them. And that's kind of how it goes.
It is tough down there.
It is very tough down there.
We wouldn't know from experience, but it looks tough down there.
Yeah, and, I mean, sisters-wise, the Vandrills were unbelievable.
Haven't heard so much about them, but we're going down courtside to hear from the McNamaras with Marloes.
Megan, Nicole, in the past days, I think you've impressed the people here in Holland with your spectacular play. In this round, you struggled a little bit with making points on the side-out side. How did you handle that as a team?
Yeah, I thought that our performance the other day was really great, so we maybe had a bit higher expectations coming into today, but overall we're still really happy. We still have a chance, so we're going to fight hard tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we saw some great service pressure. We saw feisty girls on the court. I think as it looked like as you enjoyed it as well, as much as the crowd. How does it feel to be out here in this party?
Amazing. We absolutely loved it. The crowd here is just exceptional, and we love feeding off of that. It's a big part of our game. We love running like cool plays and serving tough and getting really excited. So it was a great environment.
Okay, so tomorrow in playoffs, time to put up another show?
Yeah. That's the plan.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Well, the Canadians, the McNamara twins, are crossed out for the time being, but we'll see them again in the playoff tomorrow morning. They're happier to be in the playoffs, Rich Lambourne, than the Qatari pair of Ahmed Tijan and Youssef Sharif.
Certainly, yeah, and they're going to be looking to put on a show in the morning. There's something fascinating about identical twins, isn't there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just watching, I feel like I was looking into the future right there.
Again,
awesome.
Another first. And
Just
talking about looking into the future down on courtside, there's some futuristic stuff going on.
Yeah, right. Just the bright and bubbly personality of the McNamara twins, just so engaging, and really great volleyball from them that we'll look forward to seeing again in the morning.
Yeah, very mature way of looking at things. They love playing their volleyball. They're having a great time, and they want to be expressive, and that's really good. They go into the playoffs. Placem and Ricarda in there as well, and Kubakova, Vapilova from the Czech Republic. And then we're looking, Lily and Elsa are out, and that's crazy. Belen and Soria as well, and Van Ursel and Edma. So gradually we're seeing this draw narrow down into the final day. But we still have one more round in the women's event, and that's to see who wins the golden ball. Agatha Duda, Kojic and Ludwig, they played each other in big finals before, but the Van Drills are a surprise package in this final. But can they continue in this way and banging balls and really finding good angles with good arm swings and using different plays to manipulate other teams? It's good.
At this point, we'd be foolish to bet against them, wouldn't we?
Kojic and Ludwig have been getting better this evening throughout the rounds. Agatha Duda, well, the jury is still out on them.
They just kind of snuck through into this final round, but we've seen teams do it before. Just getting here is the important thing, and then they can potentially catch fire, steal that golden ball, and take it with them into tomorrow's action.
As you said yesterday, Rich, it's not always about being the fastest, it's just about not being the slowest.
Absolutely.
Great start. Ludwig's happy with that, with Kojic. Kojic stays calm. As this goes on, teams start to find a bit of rhythm, don't they? Surely gets easier the longer you're in there, but you also get tired, as we said. Oh, Tomahawk back on one.
Oh, that just fell out of the sky, it looked like, right? I think Laura thought that was going way out.
It's the first time, really, we've ever seen Lara Ludwig with a real frown on her face. Team coached by Morph Bose, husband of Lara Ludwig. That's good.
Look out.
I mean, that's the toughest angle. Agatha's now on the right side. We see that earlier on, didn't we? Teams changing ends just to try and make it a bit more difficult to be spotted. The service teams don't have much time to plan their defensive tactics, their serving tactics. So any little changes could go unnoticed when you don't have that time. And you're feeling the pressure and the heat of the noise in here.
Yeah, and we were wondering if there were maybe some optical issues yesterday. That 5-corner was really tough to receive from, it seemed like, for a lot of players, and so Agatha Duda made that switch. Maybe some similar things at play this evening.
Yeah, I agree completely. We have to keep an eye on the Van Drills here, Rich, and make sure that they don't fall behind, because, I mean, for them, like, look at the company they're sharing on this court at the moment. It doesn't get any better for the Van Drills than this, with limited World Tour experience at this level. It's a thing of dreams for them.
Absolutely.
Sharing the court with Ludwig Kojic and Agatha Duda. It's been a great evening.
Good way to get your feet wet, too. Kind of a fun, raucous environment.
They live in Holland, their feet get wet. Just like you.
Yeah. You're suggesting that because the country is below sea level that everyone's feet are constantly wet?
Oh, mate. And it doesn't just rain in these sorts of countries, I tell you. Rains and it pours constantly.
Yeah.
But one thing we can do in these countries is drive in the rain, which, having spent time in California, it's quite the opposite.
Not our forte.
Yeah, driving in the rain is not a Californian thing.
You want to see a Californian panic, put them in a light drizzle.
Absolutely. Oh, overpass. Just hangs it out there.
Nicely handled there.
Does well just to steer it away from the body and keep it off the defender.
Yeah, that's not easy to kind of be running up from the service line and contact that cleanly, but Maggie does a nice job of it there.
That's what I would expect from my beach volleyball partners, to do it all.
Right.
They're doing that for me. Wide plays. I mean, there's no sign of nerves there. Like, throwing it out to the stick with the hands set with ease and then just pouring it away. Like, unbelievable.
Unbelievable there, yeah. Just doing what they know, sticking to it.
Setting off the shoulder and then attacking the lines with those wider sets. Again, wider set over the top of Maggie Kozic.
Everyone's expecting the hammer.
There could be a big upset here. I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong and we should have expected this, but it's phenomenal from the Vandrels. They show no sign of letting up here against... I mean, Lara Ludwig has won everything in this sport, from sportsperson to best defender countless times, defender on the FIVB World Tour. And the Vandrels are taking it to Ludwig, and also Agatha Duda, they've won everything too. Ludwig again on it very, very quickly. Amy Van Driel hammering with the left again. I mean, the one thing we maybe haven't seen from her is a hammer to the line from Amy Van Driel. She goes angle quite a lot and then tweaks it a little bit more angle, but interesting to see if she can hammer to the line.
Yeah, she kind of knuckles it over, or rolls it over line, right?
Which is good enough if the block stays up and you can access it still.
Absolutely.
German flag flying high, normal as they watch one of their beach volleyballing heroes, Julius Brink, who is in this team, not here today, but himself and Jonas Reckerman won the Olympics in 2012, and Lara Ludwig remembers that day sitting there and saying to herself, hey, they've just won the Olympics, why not me? 4 years later, it was her.
Sure.
Just shows how things catch fire and people can really be motivated by seeing fellow country people be successful, and be the same with the likes of the Beach Volley Vikings and the domino effect that that has. Jumping inside out from Duda, chopping it back.
Well, we talked about the concept of rocky roads, right? And certainly I think, you know, we talk about Laura Ludwig and Kira Walkenhorst winning everything, World Championships, European Championships, Olympic Games, but they had to deal with a lot of injuries along the way. And so a tremendous amount of credit goes to not only them, but the team around them that was able to sort of manage that stuff, have their athletes healthy at the right times, and then of course, Laura and Kira came out and performed at the highest level when they needed to.
Yeah, and Ludwig actually talked a lot throughout that time about their psychologist being incredible in the way that she helped them out as well through even those injury periods, and even right up to the end, well, the start of the Olympics in Rio. They went and played a major series. Off the top of my head, I think it might have been Vienna before the Olympics in 2016, and they weren't sure if they should go and play it, but they did, and they went and won it. They said it was the right decision to send them there with the confidence to go and win games. There's so much planning. You talked about Jörg Wagner earlier on in this broadcast. Very much, at the helm of that team, and also Julius Brink and Jonas Reckerman. So he's a double Olympic gold medal winning coach.
Right. I think that tournament may have been the final Klagenfurt tournament.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. That was the same tournament where the Beach Majors decided to play a prank on Lara Ludwig and not let her pretend not to let her into the country. Oh. It didn't go down very well. But Ludwig and Kira Volkenhorst were just named, well, the best women's team of the last 20 years in Europe by a panel of CEV coach judges, and it was a very good debate. But Lara Ludwig actually got the top 2 places in the teams of the last 20 years. First one with Kira Volkenhorst, second one with Sarah Goller, who they worked with Craig Susu, the New Zealand coach at the time. Pump cuddies to no avail. That would have been trickeration,
It would have been trickeration, yeah. Kind of as we talked about earlier, Agatha Duda found a little bit of form here in this final round. That play excluded, of course, but they're on 10. The Van Driels on 5, and Maggie and Laura on 3. 6.5 remaining here in this third and final round of our last women's group of the evening.
So 10 for Agatha and Duda, and I'm made to eat my words yet again in this commentary box. They've come back firing, and they look like they could potentially take this golden ball. The Van Driels. Mischievous look from...
Yeah, that was the, I'm not sure what I was thinking look, I think.
That's a look that I know well.
Yeah.
Getting through. Amy Van Driel off the hands of the blocker once more. Impressive. They're going through to the semis. That's for certain. Knuckle high line, setting tighter to go over the top of Agatha, who's 6 foot tall, Agatha, which is tall in the women's game, but not as tall as it once was with the likes of the Hydrix, the Virgin Capris. It's very much changing, and the Maggie Kojics, the players coming from the indoor, but the Van Driels are brilliant. This game suits them, serving absolute rips and then siding out. The scores are tied, and this could be, I mean, it only matters for the golden ball. They're all through, but what an evening for the parents and for them if they can come through two of the most decorated teams on the tour and win.
What a confidence booster for them going forward in their careers.
Absolutely. They love running wide and going to the lines. Agatha's had 9 wins on that world tour as well, and Duda's not far behind. They've won 5 times together since they've teamed up on the world tour, Agatha and Duda. Rio 2017, Itamima as well in 2018, Hamburg 2018. That was the world tour finals, if I remember, and then Ostrava last year. And Tokyo as well, 2 wins for them. And the women's game is wide open in general. There weren't many teams that won more than once on the World Tour. Very split. The Australians were one. I think Pavin and Melissa were another, and maybe April Ross and Alex could be off the top of my head. Just shows how open it is, the women's game. Going into a crazy time.
Yeah, lots of solid teams, but not one is dominant necessarily.
And that Olympic race, whenever it starts again, is a really interesting one on the women's side of things. It could go anyway, as could the men's. There's so many in the men's competition that, I mean, it's not just about the Vikings or whoever. There's a big pool of players that on their day are capable of winning a gold medal.
Well, yeah, we saw that at the World Championships. Tol Wickler taking out the Vikings in the semifinals, and then Oleg Stoyanovsky and Kuzilnikov taking that title and the Olympic qualification home with them.
I mean, it's intriguing that the Vikings won so many events last year, but then the Russians still won that one in the World Tour Finals, so it does show a different dynamic. They're 2 big events for the Russians, but also, if you're talking every week, it was the Vikings that seemed to just...
Right. Yeah. Teams like Tol Wickler, teams like Stoyanovsky, Kuzilnikov certainly have the ability to take out the Vikings. As do teams like Fifi and Brill, you've got Nikolai Lupo, you've got, of course, Given Crab.
Absolutely, not long left here, and it's the Van Driels who have been knocked straight out. Agatha Duda up against Ludwig Oh, she knows that's coming, doesn't she, Duda? She steps into that shot super late, makes a dig. Now they're going down to the Queen's end as well.
Laura just resigned on that one. Knew Duda was going to bring the thunder.
I don't even want to be Queen anymore. Get me out of here.
Okay, what a play. Vandril's continuing to impress. Just 3 points away from victory. 1:34 left on the clock. Ball just long, well left.
It looks like it could be a mini upset for the Vandril sisters against two of the best teams in the world. They're just refusing to give up here. Agatha and Duda, they go down to the business end at a very strong time, Rich.
Laura Ludwig up blocking. Had Maggie been up there, that might have been a little bit of a different story.
But we have seen, if you remember in Rome last year, Laura Ludwig went up, I think it was against Agatha Duda, and made a massive kill block at a key time to turn the game. So sometimes Ludwig does like taking matters into her own hands. Maxime Vandril and Amy Vandril, this has been an unbelievable achievement, but it looks like they might have to settle for second place unless they can knock the Brazilians out, but that counts as a point. The serves in the last 30 seconds. That could be the end of the road for this third and final round, but who knows?
And it will be. There's 15. Not sure if we're not ending there on 15.
That's 15.
There it is.
15 is the cap, and it brings to an end a wonderful evening for the women, Rich, where we've seen the best teams in the world, but a surprise package in the Vandrils, as you said, confidence booster.
Absolutely, I'm sure to the delight of the home fans here, and certainly to the delight of the entire Vandril family, no doubt. Starting with the sisters on court, because they put on quite a performance. Of course, we expected Agatha Duda to find a bit of their form, and they did, winning that golden ball, and they'll take that into tomorrow's semifinals. But confidence has to be riding high for the Vandril sisters.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how they get on in that semi-final tomorrow, because they proved they can do it against world-class players, and you wouldn't put them past going to the final.
I love their vibe out there. Like you said multiple times, there seem to be no nerves coming from them.
Do I repeat myself that much?
No. I mean, it's apropos every time you say it. They play with confidence, and it's fun to watch, and they do some great stuff.
Well, Kozik and Ludwig go through. Agatha Duda, the Vandrils, Megan and Nicole McNamara will be in the playoff, and we say goodbye to Sori and Belen from Spain. And that's the end of a day where we say goodbye to Lily and Elsa, also Van Ursel and Edmondes. Well, three very experienced players in the teams that are leaving. But we're going to head down and hear from Agatha Duda with Marloes Vesseling courtside.
Wow, girls. I'm thinking that I'm speaking out the thoughts of all the people here in the stadium when I say, wow, thank you for this wonderful show.
Hello, everybody! Woohoo! It's amazing to be here. It's a beautiful tournament. We are very excited to be here. And you're welcome. And thank you for cheering. I know you are cheering for everybody, but for us it was very special to be here because we're so far, Brazil, and it was a little hard. It's our first tournament after 6 months. We played the last tournament in March, so you can imagine how we are happy to be here.
Yeah, that's what we saw. We saw hunger for the game, passion for the game. You fought so hard. It was a big battle with the Dutch girls. They almost made it, but then you killed it in the end.
I didn't know this team. Duda knows the Netherlands team.
Yeah, against the
Yeah?
Canada, yeah.
I never play against these girls.
Neither is
Never play. And for me, it was very nice team. It was very difficult to play against them.
Played very well. It's very fast.
Very fast game.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm very happy to stay here because the first tournament, I love staying in the center court with my partner. Beautiful tournament. I love this.
Well, you are the queens of tonight. You've got the golden ball to bring into the semi-final tomorrow. Are you going to give us a great show tomorrow again?
We hope. We will rest a lot now. Have a good dinner.
Step by step.
Step by step. Now we are thinking just about this. Now happy after thinking about the semi-final and step by step, like my partner told. And I would like a special kindly words for Wilco. Wilco, thank you very much for to do this tournament with all your team, a special team that wants too much this tournament happen. So thank you. Every people works here. Thank you.
Great word. Thank you, girls, and good luck tomorrow.
A fun interview, Rich, but also one of thanks from our champions of Pool C, Agatha and Duda. They qualify with the Van Drills and Ludwig and Kojic. Great interview that. Loads of flavours.
Yeah, the Brazilian's always so gracious. I love to see Duda working her English.
Yes, you do.
Like
great.
I talked about, yeah, so fun-loving, and yeah, they're just great. Killers on the court, sweethearts off of it, of course, and a great performance by them to close it off. And let's get back to party mode.
Well, I think it's fitting for myself and Rich Lambourne, Marloes Vesseling, to step aside here and allow the very famous Freddie Legrand to take over the show. He's done a phenomenal job. This has been a party and a half from King of the Court. Wilco and his team getting special thanks, and rightfully so. Socially distanced beach volleyball party atmosphere. Live sport is back, and we are loving every second of it. We'll be back in around 25 minutes for the last men's pool of the evening. But for myself, Louis Lett, Rich Lambourne, and Marloes Vesseling, goodbye for now.